Hello again to all subscribers and to all viewers, and welcome to another Waves on Cryptos video. Today, after high demand, again, following of course a vote from our community, I have I have decided to analyze two pairs. The first one that actually won the vote was chiliz. That's why this is the one we're going to start with. And the second one, not far back, was Chainlink. So we're going to have a look at both those particular pairs in today's Elliott Wave video. Do note that this is not investment advice, however, and its purpose, it's mainly educational. So we're going to be starting with chiliz, as I said before. Before we look at the short term, which for some people might be the most interesting time frame to look at, we need to go out a little bit, zoom out, and have a look at what really happened in the past, and also what we've identified back then. We talked about this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the long term. That was a few weeks back, so we're expecting prices to move on the upside anyway. In the last update, if I'm not mistaken, we started correcting lower, and we were expecting this to become a double correction, a double 3, because this first leg on the downside was an ABC. So we said either we're going to get an ABC, I'm going to move higher, or we're going to get an ABC, and then we're going to turn into a more complex pattern. So which means either a double zigzag or a triple zigzag. It looks like we have gone for the double zigzag pattern, and which means that now probably we're going to head higher. Okay, so for us to look at how what the chances are to move higher and how we're going to move higher, okay, in sort of what steps, let's have a quick look now at the shorter term. Do note that the situation here remains a little bit risky, I would say, below that previous high, right, which is the all-time high as well. So as long as we break higher, then this is going to start looking much nicer compared to what it looks now. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here, and 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again, and we are expecting a correction, okay? And then we're going to go up for wave 5. All these waves look impulsive so far, unless if we cross below the 0.58. This is where wave 1 top is at the moment, and if we do cross below, there is two different scenarios. One is that we're going to get some sort of leading diagonal here, so we're going to turn that like that. And the other scenario is that this is probably an ABC, yeah? And then we're going to start moving lower for a triple 3 pattern, okay? So we can get perhaps even down to 30 cents. But I will be looking to break within the descending channel first to start considering about possible scenarios of how this is going to move lower. Because as I said, you know, as long as we are above 0.58 and perhaps within that channel and below, actually above wave 2 over here, then we are still looking at a perhaps leading diagonal over here. Now what I want to do is go a little bit closer, simply so that we can identify this structure over here and the low, what lows we can expect. Okay, now the first thing I want to say is that we have a clear 5 pattern over here, right? Which means wave 3 ended. However, on the downside, we have 1, 2, and 3. And to me as well, it looks like, guys, 1 second, let me just go once back again, clear that out a bit. Look at this with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably 5. This is going to make A. Then it's very likely that we're going to get a B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again for C. Okay. Once we do that, then we're going to move up to around 0.94. Okay. You might ask why 0.94. I will tell you why. Because it's a 61.8 Fibonacci extension of waves 1 and 2 in the higher degree. Okay. Now, I have also marked the 0.23 over here for a simple reason. The 0.23 is where wave 1 stops over here. So it is indeed of an eternal structure. However, we need to take it into account because when that 1 stops here, it means that we're going to see that ending around the 1.23, which is 100% higher than that low. Okay. Now that not necessarily makes this particular scenario valid. However, what it does is that in case this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 1, 2 of an eternal structure, which means when I get 3, 4, and 5, yeah, which means that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is also possible. Then we're looking at 153. In case we are going to end the pink wave 1 at 0.94 or wherever we're going to end that pink wave, then we're going to be able to actually more accurately predict where wave 3 could end. But for the time being, and taking into account that wave 1 over here, we can assume that 2.48 is the long-term target. From there, we're going to get a correction and then a continuation up for wave 5. Now, jumping on chain link, I'm not sure when was the last time we looked at this particular opportunity, but it also looks quite bullish. Should the pattern that we are expecting, of course, prevail, right? I'm going to go further out. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart to see. I need to go out on the 8-hour. We've done waves 1 and 2 over here, guys, and 3 and 4, and we are heading up for wave 5. Why I think we're not finished yet? For 2 reasons. 1, 2, 4, and 3 brings us to higher levels in the channel. And 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means we should have ended here. But instead, we're continuing higher. Okay? I will give you an alternative for this, but let's just go a little bit closer first and look at the main scenario. Yeah? Now, a similar approach with Fibonacci extension, yeah, for the longer term move. Wave 1 was done at 1.5, which is 37.69, which now means that wave 3 could end around the $59-60 or so, the 2618 or 2.5 or whatever, and then wave 5 of these is expected to end around the $80, which is going to be where I'm expecting that wave 5 to end. Okay? Now, we might go higher, but we really need to look at wave 3 and where it's going to end. Okay? If it ends at 2.6, then we aim anywhere between the $70 and $80. If wave 3 extends to $80, then we're probably looking at we'll be looking at the 400 extension then, so probably looking at $100 or so for the long term. Yeah, but before we get there, we need to look now at the shorter term. We've had wave 2 done here, and this is a leading diagonal, and this is why this move over here is multi-structural, because leading diagonals usually indicate that there's going to be an extended wave 3. Okay, now we've had waves 1 and 2 over here done. Yeah, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are expecting to do wave 3, then 4 and 5, 4 minor 3, then 4 and 5, 4 in the immediate wave 3, then in the immediate 4, in the immediate 5 at 80. So you can understand that this is going to come up into steps. We cannot just get a straight line, and that I guess everybody can understand. Now, since we explored those levels, let's now have a quick look at where we can expect these short-term impulses to end. Okay, and let's change this. Let's go to 161 because it's usually the one that we get to. Yeah, so wave 3 and 5, guys, is expected to go up to the $49 or so, 50. Okay, this is extended. That's the reason why. Then we could correct anywhere 41, 45, or even down to wave 4 and move all the way up to around 60 or so. Okay, but if we look just a tad lower as well, a bit further in, guys, just to get more insights over here. Yeah, we have to take into account that here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and here we have 1, 2, and 3, which means perhaps we're going to get another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means wave 4 is going to be down here, and then we'll move up. So pay attention to around the 38 or so for a support level, yeah, because we didn't break to fresh high, and because to me at least clearly this looks like as an AB as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means we're not done, okay, because this is an impulse move on the downside. We can never have one impulse to the downside for a correction. We have to have two impulses that they are connected with an intervening wave B in this scenario. Okay, so before we break, actually even if we break higher, guys, in case we do, it's going to be some sort of complex correction up to the upside. Yeah, we can even go, to be fair, oops, it's the wrong tool. Just one more tip before we go. 1328. We can even go up to 46 and still remain bearish. Okay, that would be an expanding flag or a running flag scenario. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, turn the notifications on. I send a lot of I make a lot of posts and polls on the community on YouTube, which are not to be missed because most of them actually turn out to be very good opportunities. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and soon we're going to speak once again.